Stage and Screen with Andy Snowden. Let us know what you want to hear on WhatsApp with the number 01978 540 410. We love local. Calon FM.
Wouldn't it be fantastic to have that in the Eurovision Song Contest? Silver Machine and Hawkwind, and that features in this musical that's called Operation Julie, that's going to be coming to the Pontio in Bangor next week from the 15th until the 18th of May. Stars Daniel Carter-Hope and Phylip Harries, and I caught a word with both these guys earlier this week. Here they are on the Stage and Screen show.
Well, I'll say it right from the get-go. I've got to say congratulations, Phil, for your nomination for Best Dame in the UK Pantomime Awards. You must be thrilled.
Bravo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely stuff. It's an honour and a thrill to be nominated, and well, you know, it's taking part that's important, not the winning. Don't forget that.
Yes.
You won't be saying that if you don't win it, will you?
Yeah. Say it often enough and people will believe that.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody that's seen your performance, by the way, over the last 20 years, I don't think they'll be surprised by the nomination. I think the surprise is that you're not nominated every year.
Well, that's not for me to say, is it? But I'm very pleased and thrilled with the nomination. Let's leave it at that.
Fantastic. And it's not just yourself either, is it? The choreography for Theatre Clwyd's been tipped, and
that's right.
The lighting as well.
Annie Deakin-Lynette and Joanna Town for the lighting design. So it's a good result all round.
Yeah. I won't go on about the panto, but it was cracking last year. It was in the Big Top, of course, and the North Wales weather wasn't too kind, I remember, but hopefully...
It was quite the challenge, Andy, quite the challenge. You had a problem with wind, Phil. I had a problem with wind. Yeah, I've heard it a lot, actually. I've heard your problem with wind as well. That's not fun. It's not a problem for me. No. Problem for everybody else, but not you, I know.
Yeah. But it was in a Big Top, anybody that doesn't know, so a little gust of wind was... it was quite precarious, I suppose. You could have been floating off like... something from the Wizard of Oz, right?
That's right. We could have been, and unfortunately, I think we had to cancel about 5 shows in the end.
Yeah, but closer, and hopefully we'll be seeing you again this year. I don't know if it's been cast yet, but Mother Goose this year at Theatre Clwyd. Hopefully the weather will be like it is now.
Yes, and of course we do hope to be inside next year as well. So fingers crossed.
Fantastic. But anyway, a little bit closer to today. You're on tour at the moment with Operation Julie. It's an absolute cracking show. This, I love it. It's got a brilliant tagline: Breaking Bad collides with the good life. It's a brilliant tagline. Tell us about it. What's going on with it?
Oh, that's great. I do like. I don't think I've heard that before. It's nice. It's the story of Operation Julie, which was the biggest drugs bust of LSD that had happened, and I think it's probably still not a bigger one that's happened. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Of LSD back in the 70s.
Yeah,
and basically they were, as in Breaking Bad, they were making the LSD in mid Wales, around the towns of Lampeter, Tregaron, Carno. And they were also peddling the LSD around the locale, especially in a place called Llandewi Brefi. And unbeknown to the makers of the LSD and the peddlers, they didn't know each other existed.
Yeah.
So they were making it, and a few miles down the road, they were selling it, but they had no idea because it was all on a need-to-know basis. And at this point, talking about the undercover operation, I'll bring in my cohort, my partner, Daniel Carter-Hope.
Hello. Hello, yes. I think there were, was it upwards of 800 police involved in the operation? Yeah, huge undercover thing.
It's a bizarre one, because I was reading the breakdown before, and I thought, I remember this. You know, it's one of those weird things, but for it to be turned into a musical is somewhat a bit of an eye-opener, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean,
well, it's not the kind of musical where people sing their feelings, is it? It's sort of it's sort of soundtracked by the really evocative songs of the era.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
and of course, all our lovely people up there who enjoy the Rock and Roll Panthers. It's that kind of show. It's a rock and roll musical. So we all sing and play the music of the period. So it's a lot of prog rock going on there.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Really good music, and the script by Gaynor Styles is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not too heavy. It's light and it's comedic, very black comedy in parts.
Very varied, isn't it? Very varied styles between the different stories.
Very varied Gaynor Styles.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. It's very Monty Python-esque, actually.
All right.
So Gaynor wanted to write something along the lines of an Ealing comedy, but it's turned out to be slightly more surreal and trippy, which fits the show very well indeed.
Brilliant.
Everything in our show actually was reported to have happened, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From some very hallucinogenic stuff that occurs.
Yeah.
But like the Roman centurion bit, which I don't want to give too much away.
Don't give too much away, but we do see a Roman centurion at one point.
Yeah, we see a flying goat sometimes, don't we? Yeah.
Yes, it depends on the theatre if the goat flies or not. But we segue from a wonderful Welsh folk song, Oes Gavaretto, into Hawkwind seamlessly, Silver Machine.
And with
Wonderful.
bubbles filled with smoke.
That just sounds perfect to me. I mean, the fact it was set in the 1970s, I say set in the 1970s, it happened in the 1970s, so it gives it a fantastic soundtrack. Anybody that loves their 70s music, or indeed, I mean, people have got to be introduced to 70s music at some point, because it's, for me, it's one of the best eras, one of the best times.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, yes.
Were you around in the 70s?
I was busy being born, but, the music's still brilliant, isn't it?
I was there. Unfortunately for me, I grew up with the glam rock side of it. So I missed out on the prog rock, but the glam rock was fantastic. Slade and T-Rex. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. But our musical director's done a fab job of selecting songs from the era that he loves that fit the scene. And Greg Palmer, absolutely brilliant job.
Right. I mean, incredible. Phil, I can't wait to see you in your Slade outfit. That would be wonderful.
Well, you're used to seeing me in those kinds of outfits anyway, but no.
But you mentioned the actor musicians, they're called, isn't it? It's I think a lot of people when they're told that, they think, well, it's either actors that can play instruments or it's musicians that can act. But the reality is it's a fine combination of the two, really. There's no middle ground, I don't think.
No, by now it's such an established genre that we've morphed into one person, really. So we it's not one or the other. It's both at the same time.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, it sounds an absolute corker. It's Operation Julie, and we'll be playing at the Pontio in Bangor on the 15th to the 18th. You're doing 5 shows there. It sounds cracking. Gents, it's a treat to speak to you this afternoon. Thanks ever so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, thank you.
And I know that you cover all of North Wales there, and Crewe, the Lyceum in Crewe, the week after is only over the border. But Bangor is the last chance for people to see it in Wales.
Brilliant. Phil, Dan, it's been a treat. Thanks ever so much for that. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
All the
See
best.
you very soon.
See you soon. Cheers. Operation Julie then will be playing at the Pontio in Bangor next week from the 15th to the 18th, and the box office number for the Pontio 01248 38 28 28. Catchy. 01248 38 28 28. Brilliant. Go on, support your local theatres, ladies and gentlemen. They won't be there forever if you don't.
Stage and Screen with Andy Snowden. Let us know what you want to hear on WhatsApp with the number 01978 540 410. We love local.